Hello and welcome everybody to Race Day here on a Tuesday night. We got the HCK Beagles taking on Talladega once again, so we're in store for some mighty fast plate race action here tonight, all brought to you by Muehlberger Custom Homes. We'll get on with that more in a second, but first let's get things kicked off with tonight's national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
All right, and thank you. Like I said, we have a great race in store for you here tonight at Talladega, all brought to you by Muehlberger Custom Homes. Feel free to go check them out if you want to start doing your own little big project going on there. They're a definitely great resource, so go check them out at Muehlberger Custom Homes. Very proud sponsor to have them back again, and look forward to their future sponsorship here with the HCK Beagles. So always happy to have them around. I'm Alan Brown, and I am joined in the booth by Mr. Alan English. Alan, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing great, man, and you know why? Because any day we can go see some plate racing with a decent league like this one where guys know how to do it, it's going to be a great day. So definitely looking forward to some good, fun pack racing. And Talladega's the premier place to do it. I mean, people argue that Daytona racing is just as good, but here it's just a little bit wider and a little bit longer. I mean, that huge Alabama gang backstretch it's fun to watch things develop as they go down the backstretch and through this big tri-oval. You know, we see so many times you get a surprising finish here because of that tri-oval. So really looking forward to it.
That we are, is down there on pit road, hoping for some action, is Mr. Adam Turner. Adam, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing awesome. We got a too fast repair, 75% fuel. It's very hot on the track right now, 114 degrees. That I don't know if that's going to come into play or not, but I'm looking forward to seeing these guys, HCK Beagles, 70 laps here at Dega.
Yes, and it looks like we have everybody all gridding up. Qualifying is over. They did a whole group qual, so people were able to get together and get some drafting going. So let's go through and do tonight's official starting grid. And tonight we got Zach Staten in the 88, bringing home pole position with the 15 of Cody Staten right there beside him in second. So you got the Statens 1 and 2, but you also got Team America teammate, the 42, Kevin Winker, coming in third here with Joshua Moore in that 51, starting in fourth. Man, so Team America starting off strong up there. You got the one of Derek Welch being bringing it in with a 5th place qualifying time with a teammate there to 110, Richard Michelob Gray. He's going to be starting here in 6th, right there on that outside line. Brandon Coleman driving the 54 here is going to be starting in 7th, with the 12 of Austin Johnson starting in 8th. In 9th, we got that 6 of Paul Durkee, and rounding out that top 10 is going to be the 64 of Cale Turbeville.
Eric Stoyle start that Chevrolet Silverado right there on the inside in 11th. The 20 of Justin Lawson in the big boy car starting in 12th. Andrew Hansley in the 24. Good to see Andrew out here again in the 24 truck starting in 13th place. Michael Reynolds in the 45 will be starting in 14th. Derek Rowdy Puckett in that 8 machine starting in 15th place. Sorry. Bay Area Rob Chowdhury in the 408 Bart machine out there tonight. He'll be starting in 16th. Stephen Naylor in that number 5 Makita machine starting in 17th. Eddie Murray in the 33 starting 18th. Paul Ferdiani in the 66 starting 19th. And Brad Taylor rounds out your top 20 in that 31 truck.
25 Mark Collins, 21st place. 28 of Henry Wyndham, 20. Looks like he's in 26th. Get my numbers all confused here. He's going to be 26th. Rodney Griffin will be 22nd. Brian Skidmore, 23rd. Gregory Turner, 24th. Michael Hicks, 25th. That could be right, could be wrong. That's an iRacing issue.
That it could be, but looks like everything's all sorted out here, and we got our drivers pacing around, getting ready to take to this green flag. So while we got a second, let's go ahead and look at today's race info. Like you said, Turner, it's going to be a little warm out there. It's going to be a little slick, so these guys are going to have to watch out. But otherwise, a bright, sunshiny day. And that's going to bring us to tonight's key to the race, and it's Team It Up. And we already seen it right from the get-go, man. Look at that Team America all the way up there.
It doesn't get any more teamed up than this. Team America 1 through 4, and Numb Thumbs Gaming right there behind them with those 2 spots of Welch and Gray right behind them. So you also got the 25 back here for Numb Thumbs, and I think they're running the 67 car as well, or truck as well. So Numb Thumbs, if they can find each other, they're going to really try to push forward and get up there with those Team America guys to get a little challenge going. But don't count out the other teams. There's a bunch of them, Adam.
Yeah, that was the cool part about qualifying, open qual, so everybody got to work together as a team, and we're going to see it play out here as they hit this front stretch. But definitely something different, and I'm looking forward to seeing how these teams can run together here at this super speedway.
Yes, indeed, as that pace car peels off coming down pit road here. We got the Statons up at the front ready to get this party started. So how about we bring it down and around through this tri-oval out towards that interesting finish line that is out there just through there. The green flags waving, and away we go. 190 miles here at Talladega. Side by side they go, shooting off here through turns 1 and 2, getting everything all revved up and up to speed. Those Team America guys still staying together. Looks like they might try to control both lanes here early and try to hold on to that kind of lead couple spots, as we got a little of shuffling going on there in the mid pack. You had the one of Derek Welch moving up and down a little bit. You had the 110 of Richard Michelob Gray moving up and down a little bit, going through turns 3 and 4. You also had some movement there from the 6 of Paul Durkee as he tries to kind of figure out who's going to be a good person to maybe right around here, as we got a long way to go here in this race.
What's a smart way to do it, these front 4 trucks? If you got both lanes 2x2 and 2 deep, I mean, you control the territory up there. There's really nothing anybody can do to get around you. And even if the 110 and the 1 are able to get lined up, there's really not a whole heck of a lot they can do unless they want to take a 3 wide, which you really don't want to do this early.
No, and something we didn't actually touch on, and I heard a lot of chatter. I was trying to negotiate all of it, but there was some beating and banging at the restart in the back here. So I'm looking at Eddie Murray. Tail end of his truck's beat up. So there was some some stuff happening that may play to some of the guys until they can get that caution and get down there and fix that truck.
I was watching that. He got into the tailgate of the 408 there on the restart. They went 3 wide there for a second, Alan, and then they smarter minds prevailed there. They went ahead and sorted it back out. But how about this top 4 up here, just controlling this thing?
Yeah, they're doing a fantastic job up there at the front. They're riding that middle line, especially those guys like I believe that is the 15 of Cody guiding that lane around. You can kind of see him just maybe drifting up the track a little bit, blocking any moves that they might see coming up on that high side. Like right now, you can see the 110 of Richard Michelob Gray trying to maybe work together here with Paul Durkee and send it around on that outside, but Paul's going to looks like stay there as Michelob jumps back into line as the 20 trying to get that 6 up there to the front.
Well, it's all about discipline here, isn't it, Adam? I mean, you want to really go up and pass your teammate and drop down, but the smart thing to do here is stay just like this as long as you can, because you know Richard's not going to leave his teammate the 1 down there.
If you're Team America, this is what you want. Just hold what you have and force them around you, which you'd be insane this early to go around them. Just kind of hold what you have. But here's the problem. These guys are going to get racy at some point, and we know somebody's going to make a move and cause some kind of mayhem. We are in Talladega.
That we are, and we are here for 70. That is right, 70 laps of this race in action that we've got going on here tonight. As we can start to see maybe a little bit of a gap there. I think Richard Gray falling off that kind of lead couple trucks there up at the front for Team America, which I'll go into more here in a second. That's going to leave a big time opening for that 54 of Brandon Coleman to kind of shoot on up there, fill that little spot, maybe gain a few extra spots, and who knows, maybe things are going to turn out a little differently here for the Brandon Coleman machine.
Yeah, Coleman runs with Lawson and Durkee, so if he can get the 20 and the 6 up there with him, maybe they can do a little breakthrough action here. Either that, or if the 110 and the 1 can get in front and behind of each other instead of running side by side, you know, they might be able to do some good working together too.
Yeah, and you know what? Right now, this is a very difficult situation that they got going on. That top line's going to have to watch out for a big-time checkup, as we saw that 15 get a massive run. He was clear of that inside line completely. The problem is, since they're the teammates, they're like, you know what? Let's just stay out here, keep just guiding both lines around here. And so he's going to slowly come back, I think, and things will even up. But that's going to make that 54 Coleman, you know, all that top line guys have to check up, because that line's going to lose momentum. And that's how mistakes and little incidents can happen, is when communication's not happening out there.
Well, that's at least twice we've seen the 12 of Austin Johnson go ahead and try to make a play for that top line in that HCK Beagles painted machine. He's not afraid to try something early, you know, trying to entice a couple of other drivers to maybe go with him on that outside high line.
Yeah, well, it's really interesting right now for the 2 guys that are kind of in the back there. Taylor's truck is torn up, but he's still putting in the laps. He hadn't come down. At some point, these guys are going to catch Taylor and Murray. What's interesting is that it looks like it's going to play out very quickly here. Staten's going down the backstretch.
You can see here that 33 of Eddie Murray, your favorite baseball player. He's working his way around the track back there in the back. But, you know, it's like we almost have like a little chase pack going on. You got that 25 of Mark Collins, not quite a lap down just yet, kind of just towards the tail end of this field. And then you got Michael Hicks driving around in that 76 machine, having a little bit of that chase pack action going on. He's got Brian Skidmore and Rodney Griffin right there on his tail.
Skidmore is one of those guys that knows how to get around a track safely. Always look for that 75. You want somebody to run with. especially if you got a little bit of damage or something. You need somebody that's going to be safe around you. Yeah, watch for that 75.
Austin Johnson looks like he's taking a 3 wide here.
Yeah, he ain't giving that up, is he? He's trying to get some people to go with him here.
Yeah, I don't know if he's got any takers up there yet.
And not yet, because we know one of the takers that we would normally see out there is that 42 of Kevin Winker, but he's currently helping his teammate there on that bottom line. Just kind of ran around at that second and line position. And again, we are still very, very early on into this race, so we got plenty of time to go. Shoot, we might even see some green flag pit stops out of this thing. And man, talk about how important it's going to be to have teammates all together here, especially when you're too wide like this. Imagine, you know, Staten and I believe that's more out there on that outside line as we got a big run coming up here by that 12. Just might run out of a little bit of steam though. That's unless he can get some help.
He's using that side draft as much as he can, but there's only so much it'll do if he doesn't get help. He's going to drop back in behind these guys.
Man, it's very clean. That's the main thing. How about this?
Yeah.
Knox Medusa said, "What's up, AAA? Go to Chadwick. 65 more laps." So thanks for watching.
Thanks for mentioning Knox Medusa. I was going to get to it. This 3 wide stuff's got me excited though.
Almost a little contact there between the 12 and the 5, but they're able to keep the tires from touching there. And that 12 finally getting a little bit of an opening between the 8 and the 5, so he's going to slide back down into place and right almost immediately again slip on out towards that outside line.
Richard Gray is way off pace. I don't know what happened there. He had to drop down on the apron. Thanks Adam Strom for joining us. He says, "Evening fellas, looking forward to the race. I think sometime one of these times we need Mr. Turner to sing the national anthem." Are you a singer, Adam, or no?
Oh. Thank you for asking for that. That'd be like Roseanne Barr singing it. So,
and Dustin Reilly, noting the upcoming Vigilante versus HCK race, saying these boys better be ready. We coming.
That they are, as this field kind of makes its way around the lap card there. Unfortunately, I believe that was Eddie Murray there. Looks of it.
Yeah, I think so.
So Eddie Murray now going officially a lap down, but that's going to cause a huge stack up here in the middle and upper lanes, and people are almost maybe trying to make a complete 3 lanes here. I did notice in the recent iRacing update they did some changes to these trucks. I don't know how much of a change they did here at this draft package, but man, it's definitely looking like if you can gather up the cars, or I should say trucks in this matter, it could work out for you if you get a few trucks like they are now trying to run that outside line.
They're trying, but it's getting crowded out there quick here between about 5th and 10th place. I don't know if they can keep that up, as that outside line does have some cooperation with each other, but these top 4 drivers, Team America, they're really doing all they can to stick together and control this front end.
And Coleman at the top he's taking a getting at the top line here, and that's super clean. They might have done something in this package, because it looks like some really good racing.
Man, it's the 6 of Paul Durkee, snags that outside wall with a little bit of contact. And so there goes all that help that the 12 wanted there. And he's going to have to slowly shuffle his way back into line as we get everything kind of reorganized and recon down here, as we're going to be going on to lap 14 in just a minute. And that means we're going to be looking at having some pit stops here within the next 10 laps or so. And especially at the point that I was thinking of earlier before I had a whole ADHD moment and we had action happening on. You know, with all 4 teammates around each other, it doesn't really matter too much here what line they're going to be in. especially those guys kind of stuck out there on that outside. You can imagine that their teammates on the inside there are just going to let them squeeze right on it.
Oh, I imagine so. They're probably talking about it right now if they hadn't already. Thanks, Joel Moore, for joining us on YouTube. Pulling for Josh Moore in the 51 Muehlberger's Custom Homes machine out there, representing our sponsor. We appreciate it. Thank you, Joel, for watching.
Well, see, I told you these drivers are getting antsy. They don't like the Team America holding this traffic up, so here we go.
Oh, you got the 4, the 20, and the 54. Eric Stoy leading a big-time charge here on that outside line. Question is, are they going to be able to keep up that momentum and keep rolling forward as they come up on some lap traffic here? Oh, boy, this one's going to get a little sketchy. Oh!
That's the pick.
That's a good pick move there.
No. Wow.
Man, heck of a
Good
job.
call.
Great job by these drivers to make sure we keep this thing green flag racing here as they started to go 3 wide, and eventually everyone got everything figured out and slid back down into line. But man, it just goes to show, just, you know, a late run here as we start to enter the closing laps. You can see 3 trucks, like here we go again, that 4, the 20, and the 54 working together, trying to get that outside line some movement. They got a big run. The question is, how much of it can they hold going through these corners? And it doesn't look like that much.
No!
Oh, no!
Teammates spinning each other. Oh, the 15 got into the 51, his teammate, and caused that.
Oh, and we're going to have our first caution of the night here.
Yeah, that's not going to be pretty. The good thing they're going to have a faster player as long as they don't have to tow it. But to have the advantage they had just now for so long is going to be gone. They're going to be broken up here. Team America, a little issue.
As we take a look back to see what happened exactly here, looks like we had just some squiggling and some banging with the, as you said, the 15. Ooh, man, hard contact.
Oh, somebody got on the roof. I think that was Coleman. Oh, man. That wasn't Coleman. That was the big boy truck.
Well, it took a while for us to have a really clean race and 15 laps through.
These guys know how to race clean. We've seen it so many times. It just got a little bit racy, and you know what it was? Team America running in the middle line were just trying to stick together and push each other. They didn't want to give Stoy and the other guys on the outside of them any kind of a way around, and they're just doing everything they could to push each other. 90% of the time it works, but that's one of those 1 times out of 10. Man.
That they do. So coming down and leading this line is that 4 of Eric Stoy. He's going to come down and take to that pit lane first as we get this thing ready. You might have a little bit of a shakeup here at the front. We're going to just have to wait and see how all these pit stops handle out as we do have this caution underway here.
I'm fuel only here. What do you guys think? Go ahead and just take tires unless you didn't lock them up or anything. Why wouldn't you take fuel only?
I mean, it depends on where I am on the track. I might just take tires if I'm sitting below P10.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Might as well. It doesn't take too much extra time. You're not going to lose any laps or anything. Main thing is your fast repair button if you need it, because a couple of those guys did.
You may have to uncheck that before you hit your box if you don't have any damage. Don't want to waste it.
As the race of pit road goes to the 88 of Zach Staten, just inching out the 8 of Derek Rowdy Puckett there. So great job. And you know what? That's what we saw. We saw, for the most part, looked like people took some tires here. But a couple guys like Derek Puckett and Rob Chattery, Bay Area Rob in that 408, they didn't take tires whatsoever. So a little bit of a change up in strategy. Now, knowing that it's 70 laps long, I would imagine these guys probably are going to want to take at least one set of tires at some point here. And question is, was this one it, or do you think this one might be a little too early?
I'd wait till later. I don't know what you think, Adam, but tires are not super critical here unless you're one of those guys that was spinning down the track or something. Even if you didn't hit anything, I'd take some tires.
I would take them most every time unless I'm up front. You really don't need them. It's just kind of maybe a peace of mind. The track is still pretty dang hot out there, so they're going to get a little slippery over time, but this is nothing like running a mile and a half or a short track, so tires aren't as critical as the fuel, as we all know here. So it looks like they're going to line them up again.
We got a little crosstalk going on Facebook right now. Gregory Turner of HCK Beagles saying, "Hey, Vigilante guys, are y'all paying attention?" Albert Anderson chimes in and says, "Absolutely. We're ready for you guys. It should be a good, fun race, at least for them." So a little trash talking. And Bailey Hughes also pulling for Dylan Ellis. Thank you, Bailey, for joining us as well on Facebook.
Well, that's cool. I'm going to have the old shootout between a couple leagues. That'll be fun.
Is that next week? That's next week, ain't it?
I believe it's the 15th.
Yeah, next week. So tune in for a fantastic special event here. The HCK versus the VRL. Two great racing leagues going head to head. I know they were still working on fine details, but man, I think we're going to have, like I think 20 from each side here. And this is going to be a heck of a battle as we continue to pace here under caution. First caution of the night. And once again, we have to thank our friends over there at Muehlberger Custom Homes. Now, English, I know you've spent some time looking at their stuff. What'd you see on there?
Well, they are in the Three Rivers, Michigan area. They've been in business doing this since 1997. So you know that they know what they're doing. High quality homes, man, from concept to design. Bruce Muehlberger over there, give my email. He's Bruce at MuehlbergerCustomHomes.com. But use all Anderson windows. All the shingles, 30-year guarantee on them. They use Delta faucets, soundproof insulation around all the bathrooms, Sherwin-Williams paints, anything you can imagine. 50-gallon Rheem water heaters. Everything about them is quality. If you're going to build a house to last for your family, I would call anybody else. Call Bruce over at Muehlberger Custom Homes. Check them out at MuehlbergerCustomHomes.com and on Facebook.
They use Sherwin-Williams. I know that's top quality. My granddad painted houses for 50 years in Tulsa. So that's all he used, man. So they're using the good stuff over there.
Tornado proof.
Yeah, that they do as we get ready to go back to green flag racing here once again. Coming through that kind of weird, kind of tri-oval area. We got Zach Staten and Derek Rowdy Puckett leading this one off side by side. Green flag racing we go here once again. Nice clean start there. That 8's going to have some help from that 4 of Eric Stoy, trying to maybe get that line up closer and inch their way through this field. As, man, that 88 of Zach Staten not having much teammate help here for a little while. He does have the 408 of Bay Area Rob Chowdhury, maybe trying to help him out here just a little bit, get that line moving. But that 8, man, heck of a run on that outside with that help of Stoy.
And Kiera Puckett pulling for Rowdy, saying the number 8's going to win tonight. Go Puckett. Thanks, Kiera, for joining us on Facebook.
Looks like Luther's getting a little antsy back there, and he doesn't like being out of the top 10.
Absolutely not. He's trying to find a way to get back up there.
Yeah, he is.
Get with his teammate. I know the 15 doesn't like being stuck down there. He's currently hemmed in by the 5 of Naylor.
I know he's doing a heck of a job there trying to push that 66 of Paul Ferdiani. And, man, they are on a tear. Watch out, the choo-choo train coming on through as they keep adding more and more trucks. They're both clear, so just like that, the 66 and that 42 go all the way up to the front. Man, talk about a heck of a run, and that's going to leave these guys 3 wide here for third.
That's Jake and Elwood getting the band back together, it looks like.
Oh, these people understand what movie that's from. That's awesome. I like that reference, but I could see it. He was just, Winker was not happy being in out of the top 10, and he proved it real quick.
Josh Moore, the 51, same boat. He's like, man, I'll work with whoever I got to work with to get up here with my teammates. And maybe Staten will let him in. Maybe not. We'll see if he can get up there with Winker. Yeah, Team America trying to reassemble up here. But how about that 66 running out there, Paul Ferdiani?
And we know he's not one to shy away from going that 3 wide as the 8 gets a little wiggly, shoots out to the outside, able to get it back under control and tucks back into that. As of right now, that high line, but running kind of right around through the middle of the track. We had that 66. Seeing that he had that 42, all over that back bumper of his, he knew he was thinking, oh man, we're going straight to the front. Because, man, this guy doesn't do anything but go fast.
I'm back here in the back with Andrew Hansley. He's in 22nd place, but he still can see the leader from where he's at. He's in the main draft. Is that something you might want to be kind of in the lead for the next one? Or that was always my kind of thing. I like to kind of be in the back for a while.
I'm in full agreement with you. That's where I'm usually trying to set, but you got to keep this in mind. This league runs races like this all the time, pack racing and stuff, so they know how to put in green flag laps. They got 2 fast repairs here, but they're treating it like they don't have any. They're being as safe as they can out here, so I don't know, man. This is one of those times, Adam, when I don't know if running in the back for as long as you can is going to pay off, because you might not get a yellow for a long time.
I just might not, as that 8 of Puckett trying to get that top line's momentum back. They were inching their way forward, trying to squeeze down to that bottom line, get a little bit of side draft to kind of pick things back up. But man, that 66 being pushed by that 42, you cannot doubt the speed that they got there. And I mean, we're now getting those teammates all back together again. You got that 88 of Zach Staten. He's essentially right there behind his teammate of Kevin Winker. And I mean, the other boys of Team America aren't too far behind. You got that 51 Joshua Moore right there as well. We also had that Numb Thumbs team of Derek Welch trying to get together back with his teammates. Split up by a couple cars there. But so far, everyone's doing pretty well and trying to stay together with their partner. But here goes that 42. He saw that 8 had a run this time. He's going to try to shoot through the middle here. Let's see if he gets clear. He will. The 8's got absolutely nobody sitting there behind him as we go 3 wide here for third. You got that 4 of Eric Stoy getting maybe a little impatient riding around there. Same thing with that 51. The 51 says, hey, man, if you guys go, I'm going to go. It looks like they are, and they are currently clear of that 8, and they are going to drop down as, you're not quite clear yet, though. They're 12. As the 12 wanted to drop down, as everybody trying to drop down all at once. Man, this track's only so wide, folks. It's one of the wider tracks out here on this circuit. But man, oh man, it ain't. It's not like iRacing Super Speedway wide.
Yeah, and Southern Broadcast over on the Twitch channel say, "Let's get it, number 1 DW." So Derek Welch out there running for Numb Thumbs, got some fans out there pulling for him tonight, so that's always good to see. And where was the other one? Kathy Moore. We got a little bit of a testimonial. Kathy Moore said Bruce Muehlberger's rebuilding their house after a big house fire. He is awesome. He certainly is quality, and so is his character. We love old Bruce, and he's doing a fantastic job with Kathy Moore and their house. So there you go. We got a fan of Bruce Muehlberger on here, talking about how good our sponsor is. So I love hearing stuff like that. Cubby Stanley also saying, "Let's go Numb Thumb. Sorry, couldn't make the race, boys." I think that was that 67 truck that we usually see running around out here. Appreciate all y'all joining us on YouTube, Twitch, Facebook.
As here we go again, 3 wide here with the 12, trying to go solo as the 8 tries to push the 66 all the way around the track and get that middle line going here once again, as this entire field being led by that 4 of Eric Stoy with the 51 of Joshua Moore right behind him. And so now you got the Team America teammates nose to tail as Moore, Winker, and Staten all together here once again.
Paul Fardiano ducked out. Oh no! Got a couple
33.
guys beside him hitting each other.
33 came down and some mayhem there.
No caution, they got it off the track.
Oh, no, as
totally.
110 was trying to save it, Richard Michelob Gray, and I think that is going to bring out the yellow flag here. As, man, we had a whole scatterfest going on.
Yeah, everybody was just trying to avoid it. I'm trying to see. I know 33 has taken blame for this, so may want to watch him.
Special ed.
Yeah, he dives down, hits Naylor, causes some problems in the back, and just all out mayhem after that.
And it just looks like that truck was unsettled, and he just went straight down to the bottom and trying to keep everything together, all the trucks scattering around, and just a little bit of contact there, causing everybody to finally finish up and kind of lose it.
Did you see how good these guys were doing, though, with trying to stay out of the racing line, trying to keep it on the apron, keep it green, stay safe? I think the only thing that happened there that caused that caution is Richard kind of run out of room and had to get a piece of the grass. So as soon as he hit the grass, that was it for the 110.
Well, he was holding it real well. I think he got hit by one of his cars down there as well. Spun him back onto the track, and hey, that's what happens when you're going 180, 90 miles an hour.
Yeah,
It's just hard to avoid something like that.
No ARCA braking situation there at all. They were doing everything they could to slow down and get out of the way, and just wasn't quite enough to keep it green.
As the 110 and the 75 both get involved in that. They're coming down pit road trying to get everything fixed up and whatnot. The 33 of Eddie Murray doesn't look too bad damage-wise there after that one, as it looks like the entire field here is going to come on down, and we're going to have ourselves another chance at a race off of pit road.
So you think guys that took tires earlier are saying, "Why did I do that?" They're going to take fuel only? We may get a couple.
Yeah, I don't know. I really don't know. I think it's just personal preference, how you feel driving the machine with new tires or without, because you really don't need them, but there's a slight difference in feel.
Ooh, as I think Josh Moore won that race coming off of pit road there by a couple inches. Eric Stoy was having a great pit stop. Same thing, Kevin Winker, Zach Staten. So, man, oh man, that 4 of Eric Stoy, he's going to be kind of credited around some people there. As man, that 15 had a few problems pulling out of pit road tonight.
Well, look who's behind. Look who's going to restart behind the 51 of Josh Moore. It's going to be Kevin Winker in the 42. So it's kind of a good thing for these guys how they came out of the pits. You don't really think about that. I don't think a lot of guys, especially not at cup level, real life racing, I don't think they think about stuff like this. But this is a plate track. It matters who you start in front of and who you start behind. So it looks like it may benefit the 51 and the 42 a little bit. But Eric Stoy's got no slouch behind him.
Yeah, and
Eric Staten, the other Team America guy, but how long do you hold on to the team loyalty thing before you decide to jump down and
as long as you can? And I'd like to state the opposite of what you were saying. I think if you were talking about the Cup Series, they'd probably pay a guy about $100,000.
Oh yeah,
just to do the analytics of where should be coming out of pit road. So
You're
that's what
right.
I'm thinking. This is a thinking man's game as much as we, think it's a bunch of rednecks turning left. It's not. A lot of smart people involved in iRacing, racing in general, and that's what makes it fun. We're not just turning left. We're using our brains out here.
And talk about using their brains. Let's take a look at tonight's standings, or standings as we entered in tonight. As you can see here, everything getting very, very tight. Kevin Winker only 15 points behind that machine of Curtis Critchley, who is not here tonight. So
Ooh, that's
Winker maybe looking at that, saying, this might be my shot. Close in on that points, maybe get up into first place myself, but there's still racing to be had. Same thing here with that machine of Cale Turbeville. He's still currently sitting in third place without a win, looking for that first breakthrough win here. He's had quite a few podiums, and I mean, you can see his average finish is fourth, and you can see why he is up there, but man, he's just looking to try to get his name on top of that leaderboard somehow, some way. And we got ourselves a tie as well between the 4 of Stoy and the 51 of Joshua Moore, both tying at 249 points, with a chasing Brian Skidmore there, not too far off of them as well. So we're a little bit towards the end of the season now. We got just about 6 official races left. I know we got a couple fun weeks coming up, but man, the racing and the leaderboard still anybody's game.
Yeah, I wouldn't count out the 64 Cale Turbeville either, because he showed up tonight. He shows up every time, and he's trying to bust into that top 10. But as long as he gets a decent finish, he's going to put some points on the board. And Curtis Critchley not being here, he's going to miss out. And I don't think Cale can pass him tonight mathematically, but it's definitely going to do a lot to help him catch up.
Well, I think if we have another caution, I'd like to talk to one of them, somebody out on the track. Maybe Winker is kind of his mindset with Critchley not being here tonight. Is top 5 good enough, or is he going for the win? I'm sure he's going for the win, obviously, but how conservative will he be in Team America? So a lot of questions to be asked. So if we get another caution, maybe we'll give him a shout out.
It just may be, as that pace car comes on down into the pit lane here. Green flag is up and ready to be started to be waved. You got Josh Moore and Eric Stoy side by side, and away we go, off and running down into turns 1 and 2. And man, a great restart there for that 51 of Moore. He's going to allow that 42 of Kevin Winker catch on up and give him a big old push here. As man, that 4 might have been out of that communication tree by a bit. Those guys being teammates up there in front of them, so they're going to start things off with a great run here on that bottom line.
And the top line looks like it's got a little run going out here on the backstretch.
Yeah, Ferdiani and
Austin Johnson.
Austin Johnson as well, catching up to Derek Welch. They're doing a pretty good job of holding together, ain't they?
That they are, as that one of Derek Welch, first time today that we've seen him start to kind of crack this top couple spots here, trying to get that outside line up and moving. And you know what? They did a heck of a job here as that one get a big push. He's now clear out in front. He could drop down if you wanted to leave that 66 kind of out and behind, but unfortunately that momentum is gone, and they're just going to have to wait around and hopefully maybe get another push here later on.
He's one of those guys that I think paid attention what was going on up front earlier, because he was right up there with them. He was 5th or 6th place, and he saw what was going on up here with the guys that just held their line and were patient and didn't try to do a whole lot of passing. They just tried to stick in a line and click off some laps, because they've got a bunch more to go.
That they do, as we're only approaching halfway here in a couple laps. Still, got that 70 lap total distance here, 190 miles, all of which being run at 195, 198, almost 200 miles per hour.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive to keep these cars straight going that fast. Trucks, I mean, but they do throw some off the back end of them, and I think that's what causes a little bit of a motion in the corners here. I don't know what you think about that, English.
Well, I'm waiting to see if we're going to see some of this late that we've seen in other races where one truck just goes rogue and goes in the middle line in between the two forward lines and just goes back and forth, side drafts off everybody and gets all the way to the front. We've seen that happen a bunch of times, haven't we?
That we have. As we start to get some kind of scattering going around up here at that front, man, that 12 wanted to get up there to the outside as much as he can, but he's going to end up losing a big time run here, and kind of going with him towards that back is the 15 of Cody Staten. As, man, that 88 of Zachary Staten, man, he started up there pretty dang close to his teammates, the 42 and the 51, but things are starting to get spread out a little bit here.
Yeah, I think the Staten boys want to get back together. It looks like the 15 is headed that direction towards the 88. He got off the top line, which is probably a smart move. That 3 wide is not working out so far on this little line.
So the 12 looks like he's going to shuffle back down into this outside line, which is running in the middle of the track, because him running that outside line by himself once again didn't really work out too well. Derek Welch getting a big old push from the 66. Not able to clear the inside, though.
Not quite. So he was looking at it, but thankfully I think his spotter at the last second said, no, not clear, not clear. And able to keep from a catastrophe happening up here at that front. Man, talk about that 66 of Paul Ferriani. We saw him with the help from that 42 go flying up here to the front. Now he was doing the pushing this time, getting that one big time run up there and trying to get everything all through as the 6 of Paul Durkee was kind of spaced out there a little bit out towards the wall. Now back into line. You also got that 8 of Derek Rowdy Puckett trying to gather things all back up. Also got, that 4 of Eric Stoy and the 408 of Rob Chowdhury working together, trying to get their way and maybe find an opening to go to the outside and make a run happen, as that 76 of Michael Hicks is running out there pretty well, trying to stay in that top 10 as we got a little bit of wiggle action going on.
Yeah, Ferdiani got out of shape pushing the 1. Pennsylvania native did as much as he could to help push the 1 there, but got a little crooked and sideways, and now it's oh man, here come all the vultures to pull them spots away and try to shuffle their way up to the front. That's what you got to do. Take advantage of the situation.
And those vultures, though, not doing that great of a job, as everybody's scattered around trying to figure out, like, okay, this guy's going this way, this guy's going that way, I guess I'm going to go this way. And at the end of it, really not too much changed. That 42 jumps up to that outside line to maybe help his teammate, the 88 of Zach Staten, out there. So he's given up a little bit of position here, and maybe going back to that whole Team America front couple trucks here side by side, and trying to maybe maintain the pace and maintain positions here. Is that 4 of Eric Story getting a big push out of the 6. They're going all the way up to the front here.
Damn, look at Paul Durkee push. And the 66 as well. They're going to come down in front of Team America here. I thought for sure Zach Staten had that Willy Wonka golden ticket. I thought Team America was going to hold on to this whole front end. But, man, how about Stoy and Durkee and 66 to 12 right behind him? Wow.
But left for the eyes, so he's going to have to work his way up there. And hey, that's kind of what happens here. They're going to leave you
They won't
always seem
forget
to
it,
leave
though, will they?
the guy who pushed them there, you know what I mean? And, you know, you'll never forget that as a driver.
We take a ride around on the roof of Ferdiani, trying to stick that outside line and gather up some runs and gather up some of that momentum. As you can see, everybody down there underneath them. And man, oh man, this is looking like that Houston freeway you keep talking about, just a whole lot faster, as that 4 of Eric Stoy leading this bottom lane around. And you got the 51 of Joshua Moore on that outside with his teammate sitting there behind him. And he's also got some teammate action going on behind
Cody
him.
Staten in the wall. Cody Staten, the 15, was up in the wall scrubbing it. Sorry. I'm also watching the 66 of Ferdiani coming up behind the 1 of Derek Welch. We know how good of a pusher Paul Ferdiani is. Let's see if he can get in behind the 1 and see if they can get a couple other takers. Looks like Austin Johnson says, I'll go with you. He's never a stranger. A little bit soon, though. Got to wait for him to catch up. 76 also joining in on the action.
And here we go, the 12 of Austin Johnson looking towards that outside. Looks like he's got that 1 coming up to help out there. So far, no other takers, but we've seen all it takes is 2. 2 trucks can make that big old move up here to the front if they time it right. And unfortunately, in this situation, it does not look like it got timed right.
Long way to go. We just passed halfway, Adam. There's a lot of time left to play that strategy out.
I was just thinking of what do you think the Vigilante boys are doing right now? Where's the rinse next week? Because these guys are impressive right now.
Well,
I think they're calling their shot.
I know a couple of guys that are sitting there with a spiral notebook making notes about a couple of different trucks out here tonight. Albert Anderson, you know, he's watching this. He's got his spiral notebook out. College rule. He uses a college rule one probably. So he can write as much crap in there as he can. But yeah, these
I would
guys
think he
are
would use a scientific rule.
I don't
He
know
seems
the
smarter
difference.
than college rule.
Well, you already blew my mind. I don't even know what the hell that is. I know what graph paper is. I know what college rule notebook paper is. That's about it.
Well, either way, he's taking notes, and he's seen some impressive stuff out here. America's driver and the rest of those guys over in Vigilante Racing League, they're going to have their work cut out for them. These guys run 3 wide.
Well, they're having it at a super speedway, correct? And HCK is a super speedway league, so I don't know. I got my foot in both camps, so I can't really say who has an advantage, because the Vigilante guys, they race everywhere. And HCK has mixed it up. They've got a couple shorter tracks this year. They're not all super speedways, but most of them run like super speedways. So,
oh boy, as we had a dicey situation there, man.
I was waiting for you to break in on that one. That was tight.
Michael Hicks hit the wall there, held it in the wall nicely, caused the slowdown, but looked pretty good other than that.
Super clean.
Super
So
clean
if you're Paul Durkee, what do you do now? Do you just keep pushing Eric Stoy, because you know he's going to help you around these Team America guys? So is the 408 right behind him. So if you're these 3 guys, what are you thinking? I mean, are you waiting for the outside to open up and try something different, or you just hang back and wait, or what?
Well, we're running
too late.
We're running into that situation here again, where we got Team America on one lane and Team America in the other lane as the 8 of Derek Puckett, maybe trying to gather up some troops to maybe make that 88 pay for being the only teammate of Team America there on that outside line, but just not quite getting the run just yet, as they try to inch that line forward and forward. And, you know, you got that 12 in there as well. We've seen him not scared to mix it up. Austin Johnson, same thing with that 1, as that 1's going solo here on that far outside line, trying to pick up a run here on that 88 and maybe take the lead away, but not quite enough momentum going on here through these turns.
Bay Area Rob just pitted, took 4 tires and fuel. Looks like Brian Skidmore might have taken 2, but he definitely took fuel.
So with the fuel around here, I'm guessing they're getting close to the end of their fuel range, or is that some kind of strategy that those
I
two
think they may
figured
have
out?
short pitted. We'll see here if they've got enough to get to the end. I'm not really sure.
As these leaders did last pit on the lap 28, so no one, we're approaching, you know, that 20 lap mark here on this run, on this fuel run, I should say.
Oh, look at that!
Oh, it's the 88 getting that little bit of a help there from the 8 with that push. It's going to be able to sneak his nose down there into that bottom line. And you know what? This is a good position here for Team America as we are coming up on those pit stops. They're all nose to tail on the bottom. They're not going to have any issues if they want to come down at pit road, you know, anytime they wanted to at this point.
Look at Rowdy Puckett sticking his nose down there on the back quarter panel of these Team America guys, trying to utilize that side draft a little bit, especially on the straight portions of the track. But he's got a couple guys ready to push behind him. Let's see if that outside line can kind of get organized and maybe take a couple of these front positions.
Coming up on lap traffic as well, that's going to be an issue.
Gregory Turner posting on Facebook to Albert Anderson. He said, "Hey man, I'm checking y'all's roster to make sure y'all don't bring no ringers to hang with us." See, the good thing about these two different leagues that are sparring right now, they're both every man's leagues. I mean, these are guys that all like-minded cats with regular jobs.
They do have some ringers, let's just be honest. There's a couple of guys, like, I'm going to mention a name from the Vigilante. Timothy Pope. Sounded like maybe he could do some damage.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, so there's some good drivers in both leagues. Yeah, exactly. We're going to find out next week.
Jeremiah who?
Yeah, okay. We won't name any more names. They're going to have to find out for themselves here.
That's Derek Puckett squeezes his way down into that bottom line. He saw a little bit of an opening there right in front of the 4 of Eric Stoy. I believe those guys are teammates, so they're trying to work together here and you know, get ready to just try to maybe make up some ground as they pass some lap traffic here. I believe that's that 408 machine and the 75 of Brian Skidmore. So they were able to group up pretty quickly there, but that just goes to show what kind of speed difference there is once when you get into this kind of pack racing situation. Everything going a whole lot faster. I mean, just the difference of speed, you know, you're talking 185 miles an hour versus 195 miles an hour. Things are going to happen very quickly for you.
And the great thing, Alan, is that these trucks draft so well, they punch such a good hole in the air. These guys will be able to duck in behind this lead pack and still stay with the draft.
Yes. Out there on that outside line, only 2 trucks as of right now, and then a big gap. It's 12 of Austin Johnson and the 1 of Derek Welch. As you can see, some side drafting, some maybe draft block in there. You saw there from the 51 inching his way up, trying to throw the parachute on the 12. You know, it's for the most part single filed, other than the couple trucks up there.
And Adam, you'll like this, more shots fired on the Facebook page. Albert Anderson says, "Hey, Gregory Turner, we don't need any ringers to handle you guys. We'll make quick work of your entire league. Get used to looking at our bumpers." I love it.
I do like that a lot, you know. Wow. I don't even know what to say about America's driver there. I knew I loved him before. Now I really love him. Look at that. He's calling his shot I'm looking forward to it, man. Hopefully we're going to have a lot of fun and not see some kind of fest or something crazy. I think they'll be clean and have a good time out there. I think it's going to be for money, too. I'm not quite sure.
I think it's an exhibition deal. We're going to see. They're still kind of hashing out the rules about how many fast repairs and all that kind of stuff.
It should definitely be for cash. I mean, that's what this is all about. This league is for cash. Vigilante League is for cash. And it's just a lot of fun.
I'm only going to bet on one thing, that it's going to be a fun deal to watch. As Gregory Turner says, Albert Anderson, is that what happened to y'all in the last hosted race with some of y'all? I guess they've already had some sparring, some exhibition practice.
Ooh, no, there goes the 408. Not quite clear on that back bumper. It looks like it's going to be a single car spin, though, so we're going to stay green. But, man, that 408 was doing a heck of a job. Bay Area Rob Chowdhury, kind of soloing his way out there, trying to keep up with the draft and maybe make up a few spots and get his lap back the hard way. But unfortunately for him, that's going to put him in a very dangerous situation where he's now going to need a yellow and a little bit of extra help to maybe try to get some spots back. Here's the man that was close right in front of the 8 of Derek Bucket.
I thought he was clear, and then he thought he was too.
88's going to come down pit road, calling it out. Hansley's going to come down 24. So there's some green flag pit stops going on right now.
And they should make it to the end after this. So you got all of Team America coming on down. Same thing with the 24 of Andrew Hansley. He's coming down. The 64, Cale Turbeville. I know we mentioned him points-wise, but we haven't really seen too much action from him here tonight. He came down pit lane with that group. So they're definitely sticking together, and they should have a good chance as long as they can all come out together and not, I don't want to say botch the pit stop, but everyone gets a good one and they're able to stay grouped up like that.
And
Cody did not take tires. I noticed that.
Oh, nice.
Cody stayed. Go ahead there. English, what you got?
Oh, we got some guys trying to slow down and make it into the pit stop here. A couple guys about getting into each other, the 54 and the 12.
As basically the entire rest of the field all comes down into the pit lane, all led by that 54 and the 12, Brandon Coleman and Austin Johnson. Everything got a little squirrely there, but they got everything under control. Now the question is Cody Staten, who's 3 seconds in front of the rest of his teammates here, going to be able to loop back around, and are his teammates going to be able to catch back on up? Because I'm looking through this timing here, and man, oh man, is everything spaced out. So not a good team pit stop there for Team America.
Rowdy Puckett losing it coming out of the pits.
That's not going to be
That
good.
might be worth a look, because he's got some major damage on his left rear now. Oh, man. Racing these guys off the pits. The 8 of Rowdy Puckett. He must have hit something on the start-finish line there. Maybe that slick paint.
It doesn't look too damaged back left. I don't know. Let me look around here.
It's pretty fast.
He'll be all right.
Arrows, everything here.
Yeah, he'll be all right. We only have, what do we got?
22 to go.
Something like that.
18 to go
18, yeah.
as we enter into this tri-oval kind of area here. You got Eric Stoy, Brandon Coleman, Austin Johnson all grouped up 4 wide here for the lead. You also got Cale Turbeville. Oh, big time wreck up here at the front.
The 12 and the 54 got into it. It ain't over either. Eric Story just caught a piece of the 12 too. Oh man!
And that is going to bring out the caution.
I heard anger. I hear anger on the radio, and man,
4 and the 12 kind of moved towards each other. And they ended up finishing it too. Golly.
Oh wow, the 12 got turned. Amazing.
And you know what? That was just culmination of going 4 wide there is got 3 trucks on that outside. You had basically all of Team America going safely down and around on that outside, and being able to squeak their way through it. Let's take a look here from the inside. We'll do it from the outside here. No, we're going inside. Trying to figure out which cam. Oh man, is the one of Derek Welch. Just gets absolutely clobbered. And then you got that 42 of Winker. He was out there on that far outside line. He had that 54 kind of in between him and some teammates there.
Well, I'm going to be honest with you. What do you expect? You're 4 wide there. I don't know whose idea that was, but that's what these guys want to do. They want to win, and it caused some craziness.
Well, and guys like Welch, who guy races pretty damn clean week in and week out, and just ends up being a victim of circumstance. Once again tonight, the number one Numb Thumbs Racing pickup truck just catches it again.
Cody Staten's in the 15 is stuck in pit road. He must have had to tow. Not a good night right now for Cody.
And I did speak there. It was not the 54. It was the 64 of Cale Turbeville. Man, talk about quietly going about his business. This is the first we've really talked his name here at all during this race. Doing a great job. Currently sitting right there in 3rd in a pretty good spot. He's going to be behind Joshua Moore once when this thing goes green here on that inside line. So Cale Turbeville in a very good spot. Same thing with that 76 of Michael Hicks, who is currently up 21 on the day, sitting there in 4th.
I was going to say it if you weren't, because I saw how many spots the 76 gained today. I said, "Holy crap, he's really on a run!" And so it's Michael Reynolds in the 45. He's up 6th.
Stephen Naylor's up 9, and he's in the top 10. But that's kind of the way you and I used to run when we're running this stuff. These guys kind of run mid to back of the pack the whole day. And look, at this point in the race, they've taken advantage of it. You know, some things happening in front of them.
Dodgeball out there.
Yeah, that's basically all they're doing. I mean, you're talking about plate track racing, man. It's a marathon, not a sprint. Just chill out, ride around, and you might find yourself in the front from champ to chump to champ in no time. And hopefully, you know, they get to keep their positions. But I'm going to guess, just a guess, maybe with about 5 to go, we may see another big one just to shake this whole thing up.
Is that just a hunch?
Yeah, just a clue. I don't know. Possible.
That's an amalgamation of all the data that we've gathered the past couple seasons with this league.
Yeah, well, I mean, you're plate track racing. It's inevitable, but these guys are super clean. Nobody's out there destroying people on purpose.
Oh, yeah.
It's just a matter of actual plate track race stuff happening, so, you know, might as well be the beneficiary of it if you're kind of sitting mid to the back of the pack.
I will say this, Alan, if we've got a camera we can put between the 12 and the 4's haulers sometime towards the end of this deal, maybe after they start shutting down motors, might be a good thing to do.
You know what? We'll have to talk with funding there, see if we can't spare an extra one or two.
Talk with the finance department.
I wonder if we can talk to Winker or one of his teammates. Probably talk to Winker. He's still up front there. I don't know if his Team America guys are doing as well. If that'd be fine with y'all.
You want to pull him up?
Go ahead.
I can pull him up.
All right, hang on. Let me find him here. Here we go.
You got him?
There he is. Hey, Kevin. It's Alan, and Adam up in the booth. You got us?
Yes, sir. I got you.
All right. There's been a lot of mayhem. You guys were kind of running blocker at the beginning of this race, but there's an incident with y'all. Can you describe that quickly? And then I know a couple of y'all have fell out of the pack here, but what's your plan going forward?
I didn't hear what you said there the first part, but I'm just gonna try to work here with Josh and see if we can get one of us a win. I mean, I think Zach's still in it. Cody's out of fast repairs, so he's pretty much gonna limp around. But we got 3 of us still battling for the win here.
Well, you guys work together very well out there as a team. So good luck here in the last 13 laps or so of this race.
Thank you, sir. Should be a good one.
Yeah, we caught him in the heat of the moment.
Yeah, man.
That just
Going
happens.
double file here.
That we are, and so we're going to be going green with 13 laps remaining. The 51 and the 42 teammates starting it side by side, followed by the 64 and the 76. Man, that's a very stacked front row. But also, look, the 66, Paul Ferdiani's back up there making a name for himself. Same thing with that 45, someone we don't mention nearly enough. That's that 45 of Michael Reynolds having himself a solid race. He's going to be starting here in 6th once again. You also got the 88 of Zach Staten starting up there in 7th. Stephen Naylor in 8th. Brandon Coleman in 9th. And Richard Michelob Gray coming back from a little bit of adversity there. So he's going to be rounding out that top 10 for this restart. And get ready, because here we go through this tri-oval, getting ready to take to this green flag once again. 13 laps remain as we go back to green flag racing. And man, did things get spread out really big time up here at the front, man. It looked a little bit rough there, and Kevin Winker's not going to be able to drop down right behind his teammate. He's going to get split down the middle there by that 64 of Cale Turbeville as these guys start rolling along. Really no one on that outside lane. We got a kind of big-time gap going on, but we do have that 5 of Stephen Naylor being pushed by the 54 of Brandon Coleman, trying to get that outside line grouped up together and make up a few spots here.
We had a couple guys look like they missed a shift, and a couple other guys that looks like they had a little wheel spin. So 45, one of those guys, hope we didn't hex him too bad by talking about him. Michael Reynolds and 45.
Yeah, he had a rough restart there.
Oh man, that was rough. But
Yeah,
hey,
look
man,
at Richard Gray up to 5th position here on the outside of Ferdiani.
so Richard loves some plate track racing. Let's see if he can hold a decent line. He's got a teammate behind him, but now he's got 42 and Winker in front of him.
Wiggling, weaving, bobbing, and dodging we got going on up here at the front. We're going to be 3 wide here. The 54, the 42, and the 51. We got the whole slew of action going on up here at the front as we came across the line. Got 12 laps to go here now. Approaching that 10 to go mark. And man, these guys, you could feel like that intensity meter just went from 9 straight up to oh no! As Winker gets turned down across the field, and here we go. That is a big one.
And I don't know who caused that besides him coming in front of Richard Gray, because Richard was pushing him, and I kind of assumed that Winker was going to come down there to get in front of his teammate to kind of leave Richard out to dry. Wow.
Oh my goodness. That took out the front 2 Team America guys, Paul Ferdiani. Zach Staten was involved in it. So look who's the beneficiary of this. East Coast Racing. We don't talk about some of these teams enough. East Coast Racing. That's Coleman, Lawson, and Durkee. They were all running that 3rd outside line. I think they all made it through.
Well, that was wild there, Mr. Brown. What do you think happened there as Richard Gray was just right on his tail?
Yeah, bumpers just were not lined up quite right. That was kind of the whole cause of it here.
Did you see the 42 helicopter into space?
I know I saw the 66 do that. The 66 went through a ride through the infield, and yeah. Oh man. Did we have like a IndyCar situation going on here with the 42?
It was a big time iRacing glitch, but Well, Charlie Anderson's going to be disappointed on Facebook. She's pulling for Kevin Winker, and
Well,
just not going to happen tonight.
you never say never. We got about, what do we have, 7 laps to go when we go green, maybe?
Yeah, right
never know.
around there. Yeah, and that we just gotta mark that down straight to the curse of the broadcaster there for Kevin Winker. Threw him some compliments, even talked to him there for a second, and
He don't want to talk to us no more.
It was like talking to us, so that's why I pulled him up, but I wouldn't call it us. It's just bad luck all the way around.
yeah, but that's exactly what it looked like, though, Turner. It looked like just hard pushing there from the 110, and bumpers just quite not squared up, and just enough to upset it, and around he went.
I feel terrible for him because he could have made up some ground on Critchley tonight. I think he'll still make up some ground, but we'll see what happens, where this thing ends up.
And Josh Bittner, one of the cats over there that helps run the Vigilante Racing League, says that hope they bring all this energy next Tuesday. He's looking forward to it. Albert Anderson, of course, chiming back in. He says, "That's right, Josh. They're going to need energy when they battle us. The pace car's faster than some of these guys." Now that's a low blow.
And I thought I talked a lot of smack, man. America's driver he's putting it on him tonight.
Good at it, ain't he?
Yeah, he is. He's got some good lines. They got some iRacing issues, looks like, here, trying to sort the track out.
Yeah, I think we're just waiting on the pace car to loop back around this field, get everything back rolling. So it might be closer to the 7 or 6 mark before we go back to green flag racing here. With it's going to be Brandon Coleman up at the front with the 1 of Derek Welsh able to squeeze through that situation there. In second, the 6 of Paul Durkee able to squeeze his way through. Same thing with the 8 of Derek Rowdy Puckett. So we got a whole crew of people up here that are, looking for one of their best finishes so far of the season.
Ooh, Yahtzee. I just want to talk 1 second about Muehlberger Custom Homes. They don't just build new homes. If you need stuff done, roofing and siding, plumbing, insulation, framing, you go on their website. You can see what subcontractors they use. So go check them out. If you're in the Three Rivers, Michigan area, go check out Muehlberger Custom Homes. And they have a gallery. You can look at all the work they've done. It's a really cool company, and they've been doing it for a really long time. So they've been around for a long time. They know the business, and Bruce is one of those guys you can really trust. So go check them out.
As we continue to pace here at Talladega, we're approaching the final few laps here with the HCK Beagles Super Speedway League. And man, has it been a good one. We've seen some very clean racing so far here tonight. I mean, this is really, I think, only our 4th caution, I think. And all of the 70 laps that we're going to end up running here, maybe have a little bit of bonus if we get another quick quick caution here. And now, Turner, let me ask you this, Turner. It's been very, very clean, like I said. We've seen, it doesn't take much. It just takes a couple trucks with the right timing on that outside line to get a run. Do you expect to maybe see someone in that middle line throw a little block to kind of slow them down just a little bit here coming down the stretch? Or do you think they just might jump out there and just straight up join them?
That's the key. I think there's going to be a mixture of both. There's definitely going to be some blocking going on, and maybe even some joining. So we're going to have to pay attention to who's with who, what team is with who, and all that stuff. So, but man, what an impressive race as that pace car comes down and let these trucks roll on out for this hopefully final green flag run.
And that they are, as Brandon Coleman, Derek Welch, bringing these guys down and across the line here. One more time, going back to green flag racing, sending it off down here into turns 1 and 2 very, very quickly. A great restart there for the 54 in the 6, but the 1 getting an even better restart there. Just not much help there from the 8 of Derek Puckett as they're waiting to kind of get that line all back together there. Paul Durkee, man, he is pushing that 54 with all of his might, as we now only have 8 laps remaining. Here comes the 4 of Eric Stoy looking towards the outside. He's going at it solo right now. Let's see if anyone jumps up there with him. But you got, there you go. He's able to squeeze right on down here in front of the 1, as the 8 might have looked like he was trying to make up some ground by going to that outside line. Here he goes now, looking towards that outside, seeing that the 1's got some help coming up behind him. Hit 76, and Michael Hicks was thinking about it, but he's going to stay down there on that bottom line as they come across the line here. 7 laps remain.
I wasn't sure what the 8 of Rowdy Puckett was going to do there. He was looking to the outside, but wasn't really sure on where to jump up. I think he did the smart thing, put a little side draft on the lower cars, and finally got some help here. That outside line is pretty strong right now with the 8, the 1, the 4, and the 75.
And you are not kidding here, as that 8 inching his way forward car by car, trying to get up to that front lane, and they're doing it pretty well.
They're still going after one another here with about, what'll be 5-6 laps to go as we cross this line.
And also, again, don't sleep on that 42. He got his fast repair. He's back up there and running. He's got some teammate action with the 51. They're looking to the outside line. You know Kevin Wicker ain't scared to throw it around out there and maybe bash a few doors in as they come down around, and it looks like the 4 is going to jump up out there, maybe either to try to gain from that momentum that line's got going on, or maybe to slow them up, saying no, not this time. This is someone else's time, as we got great racing action going on here. 3 wide back in right around 10th.
How about East Coast Racing? The 54, the 20, and the 6 all running this inside line, really commanding this race right now, as the outside lines have yet to really form up. But
well, look at Moore up there behind the Stoy on the top line. 3 wide at the turn 1. Wow.
3 wide for the lead. The 4, the 8, and the 54 all going, trying to get their lines to that eventual end here in just under 5 laps. As that 6, man, that 6 of Paul Durkee, he's been doing a great job there on that 54's back bumper, man. There hasn't been enough room to slide a piece of paper, as we got another big one. Oh boy, that's terrible.
Derek Puckett's dead. I'm not sure about the rest of the guys that were up front there.
Well, Waker and Grady made their way in the top 10, looks like. Made it through there. Area Rock got banged up, but he survived it.
Was that a case of pushing the pusher? The 42 and the 51 were working well together. As soon as they got to the 4, that's kind of when it went wrong. I'm not really sure.
Take another look at that, because there was a lot happening up there. The 3 wide, kind of hard to see what happened.
As we take a look as the 8 goes up for a ride, a big old bounce. Thought he stuck the land. He almost stuck the land in there. But yeah, it looked like the bumpers weren't lined up again. Kind of one of those situations on that far outside line. You can kind of watch it here. The 4 and the and the 51 just not being able to line up those bumpers quite good enough. And the 4 goes for a wild ride. The 75 of Brian Skidmore makes it through this somehow.
Dustin really says these boys better get figured out. I'd hate to be lapping them. Will we have to race them?
They're talking all that smack over there.
But
You'll see
listen,
when they put it together. No, that's all for fun. Both leagues have great drivers, and you're driving a plate track, man. This is intense.
you're white knuckling it, dude. We've both run a bunch of plate racing before, and we know how it is, man. There's not a moment to breathe when you're running around out here. And Albert Anderson, one of the guys that's trash talking the HCK guys from Vigilante, he says, all jokes aside, there's some really great racing tonight, guys. Looking forward to the finish. So he's not just a fan of his own league. These guys love to watch the other truck leagues and stuff. And
I'm sure they're enjoying watching this. This is really cool things happening out here, and hopefully there'll be a fight afterwards. I mean, I'm not sure, but yeah, good stuff, man. 70 laps is a long time at the Dega.
And you know where that 70 laps is going to get us? Into some bonus time, as we're going to have a green-white checker finish here tonight.
sweet.
Yeah, probably wouldn't have it any other way.
And I bet it might not be our final one. I think HCK rules, they give at least 2 green-white checkers.
That they do, is we still got quite a few people sitting around there in the pits. The 8 of Derek Rowdy Puckett. Man, oh man, talk about one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind. That man is walking all over the moon for the ride that he went on. The 64 Cale Turbeville was looking really good himself up front, and then just getting all caught up in that last wreck. Man, that's a heartbreak for him. Same thing with that one of Derek Welsh. Man, Derek Welsh has been running very good all race long, and just goes to show just wrong place, wrong time, and everything kind of just goes kablooey for you.
How about that one, Adam? Did you hear that one from Brad?
Oh, yeah, I heard. I mean, he brought it like out of the 1967 or wherever it came from.
69.
Yeah.
Oh, we landed on the moon.
Yeah, it was pretty amazing, actually.
That was awesome.
It was verbatim as well. Look at Winker, man. He's now in 13th. I mean, does he have enough? And are there enough laps for him to push himself into the top podium spot?
He's one of those guys that he doesn't need a whole lot of laps to get together with some guys and do some pushing and do some pulling if necessary. He'll be up there, but man, these East Coast racing guys, they're all together up here in the front. The 54, the 6, and the 20. It's Coleman, Durkee, and Justin Lawson in the 20.
Also, don't sleep on the 24 of Andrew Hansley. He's sitting there in 9th. He's been definitely a few good races just kind of gone by the wayside towards the ends here, so he's in a pretty good spot. Same thing with the 5 of Stephen Naylor right there in front of him. He's in a fairly solid spot as well. He's going to be in 8th. A little bit of damage to that number 5 Makita truck, but he's definitely going to try to put everything together here in these last closing laps.
Fornstar says, failures? You must be enjoying the race over there on Twitch, Yahtzee.
Talk about Andrew Hansley. He's got to be hungry. He's one of those guys that's been around this league for quite a while. Got a lot of family support, too. He's one of those cats that got family watching and supporting him on the streams when we do it. And I know Andrew would love to show what he can do out there. So good luck, Andrew. We wish you the best. Hope you can get a good finish tonight, buddy.
That we do, as the 54 of Brandon Coleman and the 6 of Paul Durkee are going to start this one off side by side with the 20 of Lawson and the 76 of Hicks right there as well behind them. You had the 110 of Richard Gray and the 88 of Zachary Staten back up there at the front as well, as the pace car is going to come diving off down into pit lane here in just a second. And you know what it's time for? It's everybody's favorite time. It's time to buckle up, strap on that drinking helmet, and throw inhibition out that window because we are going racing here again. Green, white, checker finish here in the HCK Beagles Muehlberger Custom Homes 190 from Talladega. Green flag is waving, and away we go. Attempt number 1 here at a green, white checker. Coleman, great restart there on that inside line. Not much help there on that outside for the 6 of Paul Durkee, but he's doing a great job trying to stay nose to nose with that 54, but he's going to end up dropping down. Oh no, as we got a big wreck right behind him immediately.
Winker and the 5 got into it. That's Stephen Naylor in that number 5 Makita truck. Not sure what caused it yet.
Oh, the 24 clipped the apron.
Man, that apron is rough, man.
Ooh, maybe a little bit of a bump from the 42 to help him down to that apron, but yeah, that's exactly what happened.
Yeah, some help. Sorry, Miss Carol. Miss Carol Hensley watching on Facebook tonight. Andrew and the 24 got a little bit wrecked.
No, he's doing all right though. He was able to drive it out. He's staying down there on that apron, so his truck is all right. The problem was really mainly from this point is he lost a few positions there, but he's able to drive that one out. Question is now, does the 42 of Winker have one final fast repair to try to make the win happen here tonight, or basically Team America, I should say. I think they're starting to lack a few drivers.
He stuck the landing though, didn't he?
Yeah, but he was upside down for so long. You know, the engine was oil starved for a little bit too long there. I'm not sure, man. I hope Kevin's got another fast repair. But.
Well, I'm watching him in the pit here, and he's not getting it fixed right away. So, not a good sign so far.
Albert Anderson said, like Ted Nugent says, Vigilante will have HCK in the stranglehold on the 15th.
Well,
oh, mercy.
I love the Ted Nugent reference. Are they racing in Michigan?
No,
that's
I don't
Ted
think
Nugent's
so. I
home
think they're
track.
racing at Talladega, I think.
All right, well, Winker's out. He didn't get any
We'll find out.
fast repairs done. Ted Nugent. I love the Ted Nugent reference. At least Albert gets it. A lot of people don't understand. Yeah, a lot of people don't understand me. I've been trying to tame it down, you know.
I still don't understand.
Yeah, I'm keeping it strictly to racing now. No more of my interjections, you know. Nobody thinks it's funny.
Dustin really says, how many fast repairs do y'all need? Let us know. And then,
a lot of smack talk over there.
a lot of smack talk going on. And then he said, it's all for fun. It's going to be really, really good stuff. And it looks like we've got 3 possibilities tonight in the HCK for a green-white checker. These guys do run 2 fast repairs, but 3 chances at a green-white checker. And this will be chance number 2. So, Alan, correct me if I'm wrong, but if these guys don't take the white, we're going to do it again, huh?
That is correct. So we got one more chance after this one. If we can't get it in, then unfortunately we're going to be looking at a very sad situation that no one really wants, and that's finishing under yellow. But I got a feeling after that one, everything's going to get all cleaned up. As man, that 42 of Winker still looks a little beat up. We'll see if he's got the pace to try to figure something out here. I know that 15 of Cody Staten's still running strong out there for that Team America. You also got, the 88 of Zach Staten also out there. He's going to be starting here in 5th, so you still got some Team America guys rolling around, but man, that 54 of Coleman, that 6 of Durkee, and that 76 of Hicks, man, those are some formidable guys up there riding around and try to get this one rolling. As we got Foreign Star in there saying the 110 needs to hit on this restart, man. Sitting there in 7th, Richard Michelob Gray, man of many talents, and plate track racing is just one of those. So definitely look for him to make a move here on this restart.
So the East Coast guys, East Coast Racing, Brandon Coleman, Justin Lawson, and Paul Durkee are going to be starting up here pretty close to each other. The only odd man out here is the 76, but I think right now the East Coast guys probably need to take kind of a page out of the Team America book, and that is hold your positions. Stay up here where you're at. You're in control of the entire track pretty much. Hold this middle line and this low line and try to just click off a couple more laps and score some big ass points for yourself. So
I would say at all costs, block.
Oh yeah,
do what you have to do.
block if you can.
Yeah, you're gonna have to, because these guys are gonna be coming. Like the Richard Gray 110, he's sitting in 7th, beat up truck a little bit, but he's running really well. Guys like that are gonna be gunning for you. So Rob Chowdhury, I mean, you're gonna have to hold what you got, because they're gonna be trying to put it on the middle, on the outside, on the inside, everywhere. So this should make for a fun finale here at Dega.
That it should. As man, I'm looking at that 20. I can't tell if it's got a little bit of damage there on that 20 at Justin Lawson, but he's doing pretty well sitting up there. He's going to be restarting here in 4th. Nope, I think that was just my eyes going crazy on me. I think his truck looks pretty clean.
Yeah, he looks perfect, bud. I'm looking all over his machine. That Bob's big boy Chevrolet looks pretty straight.
All right, so don't pay attention to the commentator behind the curtain here.
It's all good. It's an iRacing glitch.
Yeah, as we get ready to go back to green flag racing here once again, attempt number 2 at a green-white checker finish. Here comes that pace car peeling off down and into that pit lane. I know I said it last time about buckling up and all that. Well, this time, make sure you secure your chips and dip and everything else in between, because this one's gonna get wild here at this finish. Coleman, Durkee, side by side, getting ready to take to this green flag here again as they come through this tri-oval. Green flag is waving, and off and running we go. Attempt number 2 underway. Side by side, the 6 and the 54s. We got some craziness going on. The one, oh no, the one of Derek Welsh gets a little sideways, and that's going to bring out the yellow here once again. Oh no, and the 8 of Rowdy Puckett getting involved in that one as well. Let's take a look back and see what happened. I don't know if he just spun tires or what.
Yeah, anything crazy happens on the restart.
Yeah, the 8 of Puckett looking to the outside.
Is he trying to jump it?
I can't really say jump it. It was going to be after the line when he was actually making the pass.
He got tight up there on the top and just not enough room for everybody. Puckett was real aggressive there for sure.
The one not real happy with him as he comes down and gives him a little a little extra in the right side.
As Andrew Hansley just getting a big old chunk of Puckett as he came back down and across the track. Let's take a look here if I can't find that right camera. And a little front end damage there to that machine of Andrew Hansley, who ended up, I think, coming down into the pit lane there.
I don't think we have seen 3 green-white checkers with these guys at HCK Beagles. No, they're normally never seen it, so it's gonna be interesting. And now I hear a little chatter. They do not want to finish under yellow, so let's get this thing rolling. All you need is one clean lap, and you can let the mayhem begin behind you and try to finish this race under green.
Well, Adam, you're the fight man around here. How much of this do you attribute to, the season's long? We've had some rivalries develop. We've had some grudges develop. Do you think that we're going to see less and less green flag laps because maybe we got a couple guys out there exacting some racetrack justice out there?
Well, at this point in the race, maybe there's going to be some stuff that goes on that you normally wouldn't see. If it was me, I'm going to remember it and take it on down the road, and take my revenge when it counts, other than, a race like this. Kind of what we saw in Phoenix, I think it was Jeff Gordon, wasn't it? Jeff Gordon and I don't remember, but yeah, I'm gonna hold it, keep that anger bottled up and then let it explode later on in the season. I guess we'll find out if they're going to use that strategy or going to just take it all out here.
Well, this is their final attempt at that green-white checker finish here to finish this one under racing conditions. We'll just have to wait and see how everything pans out. Well, we got that extra second. Can't shout out their name enough, and that is Muehlberger Custom Homes, man. Talk about some great work building houses, updating your current house. However you need it, go check them out because they've been a very proud sponsor here at the HCK Beagles League, and they're definitely going to be here in the future. So anytime we get companies like this in here and putting all the support that they do into such a great and amazing league, man, that just goes to show what a great company looks like. And Muehlberger Custom Homes, one of those fantastic companies.
And not just a company, but a family-owned business. Small businesses across the country have been really suffering here the last couple of years with the political climate and everything that's going on. But guys like Bruce Muehlberger, man, he's got a solid business, man, and really got to support these guys that really trying to triumph through it all and do whatever they can to keep their employees with them and keep their customers happy. The best way to do that is run an honest business, and that's what Bruce does over there at Muehlberger Custom Home.
Yeah, I love their website too. Reminds me of HGTV. I watch a lot of that, so I'm interested in how they do it, and I know they're using quality stuff. So always makes for a good home. You can't use that junk. You got to use the quality.
So I have to look up where Three Rivers, Michigan was. I had no idea where it was, but that's in the southwest portion of Michigan, kind of down close to the Indiana border. So what do we got? Vicksburg, Constantine, Sturgis.
That's like a lot of geography
Cassopolis.
for I've never heard of
Well,
any of them.
just looking at nearby towns, if you live in these nearby towns around Three Rivers.
Sturgis, is that the one we see on TV, or is that a different Sturgis?
No, it's a different one.
See, not up on my geography in that
This
part
is
of
the
the country.
Sturgis without all the naked bikers running up and down the street.
It's probably a better Sturgis then. just a guess.
If you live on States Highway 60 or US 131, going north, south, east, west, I'm sure Bruce Muehlberger can help you with your home. Not sure how big an area they cover, but looks like we're getting ready to go back racing here.
Call them and find out. Yeah, what do you think, Brad? What do we got?
What we got is just a exit of turn number 4. The pace car is going to come off, and then It's going to be a crazy and a wild ride to the finish here as we have our final attempt at a green-white checker finish. This field is ready. You can feel the pressure mounting. Everything's been turned up to 11 here. You got Paul Durkee and Brandon Coleman up here at the front once again, side by side as they head through this tri-oval area, and off and running they go. Man, that is a very early start here. That 20 of Lawson maybe had some communications there. He's going to dive down into that bottom lane. He's going to try to make up some ground, and there they go, nose to tail as they head off down into turn number 1. Here with 2 laps remaining, the 6 out in front of the 20 and the 54. The 76, Michael Hicks sitting there lying in wait, just waiting for his opportunity to go out and maybe push this one 2, maybe 3 wide. But here comes Zach Staten. He's got some help from the 12 of Austin Johnson here, looking towards that outside to try to pick up a run here in this smaller pack.
East Coast Racing is out there to prove themselves. They're not going to be denied tonight. At least that's what they're thinking. They've got a couple of trucks trying to challenge them here on the outside line, but they're sticking together. 1, 2, 3. Here comes the white flag, buddy.
White flag. So this one will end on this lap. 3 wide across the line there in right around 5th or 6th. The 6 of Paul Durkee still leading this field around, followed by that 20 of Lawson. Lawson pushing with all of his might to stay and maybe give that 6 a big old win, maybe give himself a chance to peel out at the last second. We'll have to wait and see what his idea of coming across the line is going to look like. The 54, Brandon Coleman gathering up that momentum, maybe going to pop out to that outside line as well. We'll just have to wait and see as they enter turns 3 and 4. There goes the 54, no help whatsoever. He does have some help from Zachary Staten coming on that outside. Here comes the 20, making his move late here into the tri-oval. Side by side they go. It's going to be a tight one as we come across the line. It's going to be the 20 of Justin Lawson. Just by a hair, followed by the 50, by the 6 of Durkee and the 54 of Coleman.
East Coast Racing, 1, 2, 3, Lawson, Durkee, and Coleman. They were setting it up because they knew that outside run was coming. It always does at Talladega. After you go through that tri-oval, that outside line can get a run, and they send a guy up there to block it, and it went 3 wide at the end, but it was 3 wide to win. So, man, What a great race and great job from East Coast Racing Team.
They stuck it through the marathon there. Worked harder than a real Mrs. Poindexter to get that victory for the team and themselves. Justin Lawson. Man, awesome run.
Trying to time this right so we can actually see what it looked like coming across the line.
That's insane.
What
a beautiful finish.
Wow. Photo finish like the horses out there.
That was awesome.
Oh, it don't get much closer than that between the 20 and the 6. Good gracious. Naked eye look. Man, I couldn't tell you who would have came in first or second there. That's why it's just a matter of who put their transponder closest to that front of that truck there.
I had the top 3.
Yeah, I don't see how we could tell who won that just off the video there. That was
that was
insane.
Look at what was the time difference? It was 0:00. So it went to the 10,000ths.
Yeah, it was close, obviously.
East Coast Racing getting ready to do a 3-way burnout here.
Oh, good for them, man. They've worked hard all season, and we didn't have all our regulars up front tonight. So I bet they're feeling real good about it. Justin Lawson up 11 spots, Durkee up 7, and Coleman up 4. So put in the man hours tonight.
So Hunt for Car 14 says, good God, it's time. But what they'll do, what you can't see, so it shows between first and second, there's 0,000. It goes to the thousands. So iRacing, you don't see it, but iRacing will try to calculate down to the 10,000ths of a second. But it does not show on the screen because they didn't put enough decimal points in. But however many 10,000ths of a second the difference was, Justin Lawson had it over Paul Durkee. And oh God, what a finish! We couldn't have asked for a better finish tonight.
We need to try to get them to jump up in the podium finish so we can talk to them. There's Justin Lawson up there, and decimal system. That reminds me when I used to get whacked on the hand by Mrs. Ward in 3rd grade with a ruler. But they're up here, Brown. You want to let's bring up Kevin or Brandon Coleman.
Yeah, let's do that. We'll bring up first our 3rd place finisher here, the 54 of Brandon Coleman. Man, it doesn't get much better than that, especially for a complete team of cars going 1, 2, 3. You bringing home that 3rd spot. Again, solid run, though, with that 54 machine. Just a little bit outside of it there for the win, but still, heck of a job, man.
Thank you. Yeah, that was pretty fun. I was really hoping for a win, but hey, top 3, that's even better.
Well,
especially
when you get
with teammates.
Yeah, when you get teammates together, it's kind of give and take, and you do what you can to preserve the team dynamic all the way until the end. And you guys did that. One of y'all jumped out on the outside and kind of shut down the competition that's trying to get around on the outside. But man, what a great race, and East Coast race. And we don't talk about you guys enough, but y'all had one heck of a race today. What was the defining moment for you during this race? What benefited you the most here tonight?
Well, I think a lot of these top leaders got caught up in some trouble, and that was the main thing. Hey, if I can come out top 3, top 5, I can make some big lead or points jumps. That's the goal. It's point racing.
It's point racing, but next week I think we're going to have a exhibition against Vigilante Racing League with versus y'all. I don't know if you're going to be part of that or not, or what are you thinking? Yeah, they were talking a lot of smack out there. You got any words for them or any shout outs as we move on?
They better look at this replay tonight. That's all I know.
Well, man, that was a heck of a run there by the whole team, and especially you there finishing in 3rd. Before we let you go, you got any shout outs or anything like that?
I want to thank Paul and Justin for working with me so good, and want to thank my tailgate sponsor, Let's Go Brandon, for coming along this year, and thank you guys and Gregory for hosting it. And
I've heard of that guy. Let's Go Brandon. All right.
Yeah, man. Mr. Biden himself actually forked out the money for the sponsorship.
That was
very nice.
Well, man, again, congrats on the 3rd place finish here tonight, and looking forward, league-wise, to seeing what you can do and make up in this latter half of this season, man.
Thank you.
All right, so we'll now move up on that leaderboard. We'll talk to the number 6 of Paul Durkee. Oh, man, Paul, I mean, we're talking particles of dust is the difference here between you and your other teammate, Justin Lawson there, but still a solid 1, 2, 3 finish for you and your teammates. You coming in 2nd. Talk about a great way to finish this fantastic race.
Yeah, that was an awesome finish. 0, 0, 0, 0. And if anybody else was going to win it, I just soon have my teammates up there. So Justin's one of the best pushers out here, and we work really well together.
Well, you East Coast racing guys, we talked a lot about it. We don't talk about y'all enough because y'all are one of those teams that y'all really work well together, and y'all have a plan coming in. At least it looks like you do. And you put that quick whack car wash Chevrolet up there. Talk about what was the defining moment for you tonight.
Getting in the wreck early, and we kind of hung back and formulated the game plan that we were just going to ride for a while, keep one of our fast repairs, on hand, and it all worked out well. I think everybody burnt up both the fast repairs early, and it came back to bite them in the end.
Well, that was impressive, and it's good to see y'all up front. I know y'all work real hard. Next week, there'll be a exhibition race against Vigilante Racing League versus HCK Beagles. You got anything to say to them, boys? Y'all ready to run, or what are you gonna do?
Well, I didn't hear you. You break it up a little bit there.
Vigilante Racing League. They've been watching tonight. Next week, you'll have a race with them, and they had some things to say. You got anything to say to them?
Well, just watch out, boys. Here we come.
That's the New England attitude.
It sounds like I can hear him saying Tom Brady with that accent,
yeah.
New England accent.
Yeah, a little further north. It's New Hampshire.
Okay, all right, cool.
Oh, up in Alan Brown's territory.
Yep.
Oh yeah. No, it's finally getting some good weather, and it goes to show as you come home in second place here tonight, Paul. Man, congrats on that. Before we let you go, you got any shout-outs or anything to have out there?
Yeah, thank you guys for doing a great job week after week. That's really nice having some announcers that do a great job, and thanks to HCK Beagles for doing the league. There's a lot of good things in this league.
Awesome, Paul. Well, again, congrats on the second place finish. I know you've been looking for a good finish all season long. We've seen your truck up there quite a bit. Finally getting up here on that podium, and we'll look forward to seeing what you can do here the rest of the season, bud.
Yeah, just tell Lawson that you should let the old guy have it.
How old are you, Paul?
I am 59 years old.
You ain't old, man. You're still in
You're
your
a baby
prime.
out there.
You're in your prime, man.
Oh, God, if this is my prime, I hate to see what I'm going to feel like when I get old.
Thanks, buddy.
Okay.
All right, and moving on up to tonight's race winner. That's going to be the 20 of Justin Lawson, winning by some specks of dust, man. It literally doesn't get any closer than that. Great run from you and your team there, but I mean, big time win for you, Justin. I know you've been hoping and praying to get something to break through here, and you finally get it done.
Absolutely, yeah. I've had some good runs, but just never been able to put it together at the end. Just always get caught up in something, but yeah, it's that was intense.
It's always intense when you go to a plate track like this, but you guys are used to it. I mean, you've been doing it for a long time, but East Coast racing, you guys really got it together today. And that Bob's Big Boy Chevrolet, we had no idea who won the race till we went back and looked at the replay over and over, and then looked at the iRacing scoring, and we still saw it was a tie, and iRacing decided you won. And man, how nerve-wracking was that right there with a couple of teammates side by side, because you don't want to wreck each other, but you don't want to lose either.
Right, absolutely. Yeah, timing was everything, and I thought I timed it pretty well. I pulled up there and kind of side drafted him, pulled him back, and tried to get away from him, and then noticed that Brandon was on my outside, so it was just keep her straight and pray for the best.
What was how white were your knuckles on that last lap, and were you looking in your rear view? And I know Paul was saying, hey, why didn't you let the old man win? He was kind of complaining about that. But walk us through that last lap. I know there was a lot going on there.
Oh yeah, the last lap, we had 3 green white checkers there, so every time just seemed like it got a little more hectic and more intense. And the last lap we had a pretty good gap, me, Paul, and Brandon, and it was kind of what we were hoping for. But just trying to stay on his bumper, don't push him, didn't want to ruin a top 5 finish for all of us just by pushing too hard. So just trying to manage the gap and keep it up there. Yeah, white knuckle for sure. I don't think I breathed the last 3 laps.
Well, you can breathe now, and you can breathe in that fresh air of victory lane, bringing home the big-time win here, Justin. Congratulations. You got any shout-outs or anything you want to put out there before we let you go?
Oh yeah, I want to thank my beautiful wife. Hopefully I didn't wake her up. I don't know if she heard all that yelling or not, but we'll see here in a minute. But thank Paul for running with me and painting my trucks. He does a good job, and Brandon for staying there with us.
Awesome, man. Well, again, congratulations to you and all your East Coast racing teammates here, picking up the 1, 2, 3 finish. And, man, we look forward to seeing what you guys can pull out here in the rest of the season.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Get ready.
And
Awesome, man.
just like that, boys, that was, I think, out of all my years of watching and doing iRacing, that is literally the closest finish I have ever seen.
It was one of the most fun because you had teammates working together and trying to block the outside lane. And, you know, this pack racing is something else to watch. And I think Adam will agree with me on this. This is why I love it, because anything can happen and you're going so fast and the consequences are so great when you move up to try to block a line, make a decision to try to inhibit somebody else's run. It means everything. And for these guys to split up like this and finish 1, 2, 3, oh man, it was great. You couldn't have asked for a better finish.
No, it was fun. And then you saw even 4 wide here, which is something we don't normally see. But a lot of 3 wide racing that was really clean, and we saw some mistakes, and you're going to have mistakes, plate track, but no, and the finish was amazing. I'm looking forward to the next one with these guys, and it should be a good battle between Vigilante Racing League and all that. So, hey, congrats on them putting on a good show, and let's get on to the next one.
And let us do that as we take a look at tonight's finishing order. And man, oh man, 1, 2, 3, East Coast Racing bringing it home big time here as they finished, excuse me, greatly. Justin Lawson with the win by, I can't even say a nose, by particles of something, pixels. Man, very good finish there from Justin, just beating out teammate Paul Durkee in that 6 machine, having a great race. Same thing with the 54 of Brandon Coleman, bringing it home in 3rd. You had that 88 of Zach Staten, able to manage a 4th place finish out of it. He was looking to maybe make some noise here for a win, just coming up a little short there, but still a solid finish for him. You had that 408 of Bay Area Rob. He was kind of up and down all race long, able to finish here in 5th. With the 12 of Austin Johnson, we saw him trying to push it 3 wide just about all race long, trying to get that high line working, and he's able to walk away with a solid 6th place finish. In 7th, you got that 76 of Michael Hicks, your hard charger of the race, up 18 spots. Great job there for that 76 machine. And also had that 110 of Richard Michelob Gray, having a solid top 10 performance, finishing here in 8th. The 1 of Derek Welch, man, he was looking very strong, just got caught up in one too many cautions there, but still able to walk away with a 9th. And rounding out tonight's top 10, someone we had not mentioned at all one bit, and that's that 25 of Mark Collins. Very solid, up 11 spots on the day. Man, congrats there, Mark, as you finish here in that top 10.
Yeah, it's a shame we didn't have the camera on Mark more tonight, but hey, that's what happens. Sometimes somebody will start from the back and they'll kind of sneak their way up and have a decent finish right there in the top 10. But Eric Stoy in the 4 and Michael Reynolds, a couple of guys who ran up front quite a bit in the top 5 and ended up getting into some other trucks and ended up finishing 11th and 12th. Paul Ferdiani, one of the best pushers out there tonight in the 66 machine, finishes in 13th. Cody Staten in the 15 scraped a little bit of the wall early, and then he was involved in a couple of those cautions. Started in second, finished back in 14th. And Derek Puckett in the 8, we saw him involved in a couple of wrecks. Finished right where he started, though, in 15th. Kevin Winker, one of those guys. Was there a caution that Kevin Winker wasn't involved in? He's right there with Derek Puckett. I mean, got involved in a bunch of wrecks tonight, finishing in 16th. Ryan Skidmore in the 75, finishing 5 laps down in 17th. Andrew Hansley finishing 18th. And the number 5 of Stephen Naylor in that Makita machine starting in 17th, finishing in 19th. And looks like Rodney Griffin in the 97 will finish out your top 20.
Yeah, then you had the 64 Cale Turbeville, hard to say. Tim started 10th, ended up 21st, rough night. Joshua Moore in the 51, really rough night for him. Only see him out front. And my favorite baseball player, 33, 23rd. And looks like rounding it out would be Brad Taylor. So, fun run, man. Looking forward to the next race with these guys, and it should be against our rather fun league, Vigilante Racing League. So I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, that is definitely one you do not want to miss. So, as we wind things down, we thank you all for tuning in and watching and having some fun watching some racing here with us, like Hunt for Car 14. Thank you for the follow there on the Facebook. Same thing with Southern Broadcast RN. Thanks for following on that Twitch. And same thing with J-Nox. You're following out there on that Twitch, and all those other guys sitting out there watching with us here tonight on those Facebooks, on the YouTubes, on every platform that we're available on. But thank you all. Man, your guys are seriously the reason why we do this. Is great fun and great racing action, and it's always fun to be able to talk with y'all and have a great night of action like this. Also, once again, big time thank you to Muehlberger Custom Homes, proud supporter of the HCK Beagles Super Speedway League, and I think they're going to be one of these long time running partnerships here, and talk about a great family owned business. Go give them a shout out and tell them, HCK Beagles sent you over there, because they'll definitely try to help you out. And whether it's build yourself a new home or remodel or do some other stuff, man, Muehlberger Custom Homes, no better way to go. On tap for tomorrow, we got the VRL, Vigilante Racing League, going live with week number 2 of their official season at Iowa, and that's going to be at night. That's going to be a fantastic race. Talk about a big old short track, just under a mile, and that thing's going to race more like a mile and a half, so be on the lookout for some great racing action out of there. And we've been mentioning it all night. Coming up next week, the HCK Beagles are taking a break from their regular season and doing a little exhibition race against those Vigilante Racing League guys, so definitely tune into that one. That's going to be a fantastic show. We'll put out more details as we get to know exact times and spreads and all of that. On that note, I am Alan Brown for Alan English and Adam Turner. Talk about a close night, man. Have a good one.
We gone.
Yeah.